Coming up, a look at a family suite inside Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Hello friends, David here from Beyond the Kingdoms, and welcome to day 3 of Hotel Week at Universal. I've now officially stayed at 6 of the 8 hotels on property, and I can comfortably say that today's hotel is definitely my favorite when it comes to the theming. Cabana Bay is a fantastic throwback to the 50s and 60s, and the resort really packs a punch when it comes to all of the extra amenities. In fact, if you're a larger family with kids of all ages and you really want to enjoy a nice long vacation at Universal, a family suite at this hotel is perhaps your best option. But before we take a look at that room, let's start with a quick overview of this stylish resort. Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort is classified as a prime value hotel. It was originally considered just a value hotel when it opened in March of 2014, but the addition of Endless Summer, an even more affordable option, bumped Cabana Bay up a notch to this new hotel category. It truly sits somewhere in between a value hotel and a moderate. And it marked the beginning of a major expansion phase to Universal when it comes to the hotels. Now technically, Cabana Bay is the second furthest hotel from the entrance to the two parks, located on the southwest corner of the property. But it is the closest hotel to Volcano Bay, which is practically in Cabana Bay's backyard. So if a day at the water park is in the cards, this is an excellent hotel because you can walk there in just a couple of minutes from your room. But when it comes to transportation to other locations, it's a quick 5-minute bus ride or a 20-minute walk to City Walk. In terms of dining, the Bayliner Diner is the main quick service restaurant, and it's located at the very center of the resort. It's a huge dining space, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's also a small lobby bar called the Swizzle Lounge, a full Starbucks, and a few other food and beverage spots around the hotel, near some of the recreation. But the diner is where you'll eat most of your food here. Now, I think families of any size with kids at different ages will enjoy Cabana Bay the best. If you're planning a longer vacation to Universal and want to have a full resort day in between the theme parks, there are plenty of activities you can do at this resort. There are 2 killer pools on either end of the resort, and there's even a bowling alley. But the main reason I love this hotel is the theming. The pristine and clean mid-century design of this hotel perfectly balances kitsch with style. Every time I visit Universal, this hotel is always a contender. It's hard for me to pull away and stay somewhere else because I truly love the vibe here. Like I said at the top of this video, Cabana Bay is excellent for families who want to enjoy a nice relaxing vacation at Universal. And there's surprisingly a great range of room options here. You've got anything from a standard room for 4 to a tower room which comes with a great view of Volcano Bay. But today we're going to look at the most popular room at this hotel, the family suites that can comfortably sleep 5 or even 6 people. The family suites at Cabana Bay are really cute. They are bright and colorful and filled with great mid-century touches. However, it is on the small side at 430 square feet. For comparison, another affordable option for larger groups is Endless Summer, where the family suites at both Dockside and Surfside are a hair larger at 440 square feet. While 6 can technically fit inside both of these suites, I think 5 is a better match here at Cabana Bay. Now, Aventura also has a kid suite that will sleep 5, and it's much larger at 575 square feet. But Aventura definitely has less recreation over Cabana Bay. In terms of bed arrangements, the living room area features a double-size pull-out sofa. And in the main bedroom, there are 2 queen beds. The 2 sleeping areas are divided by a partition. And there's also a really interesting feature here. The drawers underneath the television in the living room can be accessed from the opposite side. I don't know who would need that, but I thought it was worth sharing. Also in the living room is where you'll find the kitchenette, which features a small sink, mini fridge, and microwave. In terms of storage, there's a decent amount of drawers in the living room. And at the very back of the room is a good-sized closet, where you'll find the iron and ironing board and a small safe. One downside to this room is the fact that you can't store empty suitcases underneath the beds. But what Universal has done here that really works for a budget suite is the bathroom. You'll still only get 1 bathroom, but it is split up in an interesting way. At the center is a typical vanity area with a single sink. Then, separated by a door, is the shower room, where you'll find a shower tub combo, with a second sink. And on the opposite side of the vanity is a private toilet with its own door. So you could technically have 3 people getting ready or using the facility at once, with some privacy. It's a tight squeeze, but it's manageable. All in all, this is a really comfortable room for a family of 6 on a budget, but I think 5 will work better, mainly because of that smaller square footage. The little extra touches like the kitchenette will help families save money on food, and the bathroom setup is clever given the small space. Now, if the family suites at Cabana Bay are either too small or too big for you, there's a good collection of other rooms you can book at this hotel too. And the type of room you reserve will determine your exact location at this resort. Cabana Bay is a really big hotel, the biggest in fact at Universal. So for today's quick tip, allow me to provide a quick rundown of all the room options and the pros and cons to each when it comes to location. Cabana Bay is divided up into 3 main sections. The central building is of course where you'll find the lobby, gift shop, and the Bayliner Diner. The section on the north side opened up first back in 2014, and all 3 buildings are made up of family suites. The south side of the resort is made up of 2 very long buildings that have a mixture of standard rooms for 4 and more family suites. Then you have the 2 towers at the end, which overlook Volcano Bay. These 2 buildings feature standard rooms again, and the 2-bedroom suites that can sleep up to 8. Now, if you're booking a family suite like the one I featured today, you'll see a few options when you book online. First, you'll see the option of a family suite with an exterior hallway or an interior hallway. The exterior hallway option will place you in one of the 3 original buildings. It's Castaway, Starlight, and Thunderbird. You'll also see 2 view options on top of this hallway preference. A pool view will be a room that faces inwards towards the central courtyard. And the standard view means that your room will overlook the outer parking lot. If you're specifically in Castaway, you'll get a view of Aventura and Sapphire Falls across the street. Now, the family suites with an interior hallway are located within the 2 buildings on the south side. That's Americana and Continental. Both are good options, but if you're on the southern end of Americana, you'll be extremely close to the private entrance into Volcano Bay. And like the previous set of family suites, you again have 2 view options. In my personal opinion, I prefer to stay on this side of the hotel because the interior hallways elevate the vibe a little bit. But really consider the pools when you're booking this. The north side has the pool with the water slide and splash pad, and the south side pool has the lazy river. The standard rooms for 4 are all located in Americana and Continental. There are no standard rooms on the north side. And of course, the standard tower rooms are located inside the 2 towers at the end of the resort. You've got the beachside tower on one end and bayside tower on the other. Again, both are good, but bayside is slightly better since it's right outside the Volcano Bay entrance. These two towers also feature the big 2-bedroom family suite for 8, which feature 1 queen bed, 2 full-size beds, and a full-size sleeper sofa. It has 2.5 bathrooms and face the water park. So when booking a room, you've got to consider what's most important to you. You want to be closer to the main lobby for dining or closer to Volcano Bay. While both pools are excellent, the north side sees more action over the other because of the water slide. No matter what you do, all of the options are great. You just have to find the right match for you and your family. To finish up today's video, let's take a look at all of the extra amenities that come with a stay at Cabana Bay. Starting with transportation. Like I already mentioned, Cabana Bay is just a few minutes away from Volcano Bay. The private entrance to the water park is located at the end of the Americana building. But if you're heading to the other 2 theme parks or City Walk, you can catch a bus from the main entrance of the hotel. It's a quick 5-minute ride and you'll be there in no time. Now, in the past, I've seen buses stop at both Cabana Bay and Aventura, specifically during the quieter hours of the day. Since Aventura was closed during my stay, I cannot confirm that at the moment. But if you're staying at either hotel in the near future and can confirm this, leave a comment down below for the benefit of others. But I also want to point out that there's a pathway to City Walk. Now, I personally think it's better to take a bus since Universal has a great bus system, but for those of you who are curious, the garden walkway starts on the north end of the hotel near the Thunderbird building. You'll pass by Sapphire Falls and Royal Pacific on the way, and it's about 20 minutes one way to City Walk. Let's now transition to dining. Cabana Bay is really good for picky eaters because most of the food spots serve traditional all-American fast food, like burgers, pizza, and hot dogs. But there are a few extra touches. The Bayliner Diner is the hotel's main quick-service restaurant. It is huge with plenty of seating and several food stations where you can pick up some good food. There's a grill station for traditional burgers, a pizza and pasta station, several different sandwiches, and an international station that has things like beef churrasco or an Asian stir fry. There are also plenty of smaller grab-and-go items available and a s'mores kit if you want to roast some marshmallows after the sun sets. There's several fire pits outside by the pools. It's nothing fancy, but Bayliner Diner delivers good food that will fill hungry bellies. If you don't have a room with a kitchenette, you can get a hearty breakfast here before you hit the parks. Now, if you just need a coffee and pastry in the morning to get you going, there's a full-service Starbucks in between the diner and the lobby gift shop. Just make sure you come here early because there could be some long lines. And also make sure you catch the murals here, because they feature the mermaids of Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, an underwater mermaid show that has been running in Central Florida for decades. And also in the lobby is where you'll find the Swizzle Lounge, a nice and quiet lobby bar that is the perfect place for a nightcap after you've had a big day in the parks. Then back outside is where you'll find 2 more dining locations tied to the 2 different pools. So let's next talk about recreation. On the north end of the resort, the original portion of Cabana Bay, is where you'll find the Cabana Courtyard. There are sandy beach areas here with lounge chairs dotted throughout leading up to the main pool. I love this pool because it features a fun water slide that drops off under the retro diving board. There's also a fun splash pad here for little ones. And it's also worth noting that this pool is a zero entry pool. Those who are still learning to swim will find complimentary life jackets here, and there are transfer chairs for those who need an alternative to the steps. Now, connected to the Cabana Courtyard pool is Atomic Grill, where you can pick up lunch like this Mediterranean sandwich. And just next door is Atomic Tonic, for both non-alcoholic drinks and some refreshing cocktails. Let's now jump over to the opposite end of the resort, where we'll find the second pool. This one is just as big as the first pool and is also a zero entry pool. I did find a hot tub on this side, but it was sadly closed during my visit. It's one of the few closures still in place because of the pandemic. But this pool's main feature is the lazy river, where you can drift the afternoon away on your own float. You can either bring your own flotation device or purchase one at the Turtle Shack. If you bring your own, there is an air pump available at this location to fill up your floats with some air. And after an afternoon relaxing in the pool, you can then grab a bite at the Hideaway. As you would expect, there's hamburgers and stuff here, but you've got to pick up the Honolulu hot dog. It doesn't look like much, but it's filled with a sweet pineapple and passion fruit mustard that is to die for. I love it. Then, back inside the main lobby building on the second floor are even more recreation activities. Like Game-O-Rama, the resort's arcade, of course. Most of the arcades at Universal hotels are closed at the moment. This was one of the few ones that I saw open during my stay. And it's a pretty decent size. And then further down the hall is where you'll find the Jack LaLanne Fitness Studio, which is an impressive sized gym with dozens of treadmills, ellipticals, weightlifting stations, free weights, and enough space to host some fitness classes. But the biggest surprise of them all, and my favorite thing to do at this hotel, is to hit up Galaxy Bowl. Yes, Cabana Bay comes with its own bowling alley. Now, if you plan to do some bowling on your vacation, here's an extra bonus tip. There are only 10 lanes here at Galaxy Bowl, but the hotel's currently only running 5 to encourage some physical distancing. I'm sure that might end in the coming weeks, but to reserve a lane, you have to show up before the alley opens, which is normally 5 p.m., and put your name down for a time slot. You can't call ahead or reserve for another day. Sign up is first come, first serve, and we'll fill up. So I say come a little bit before 5 and get that time slot that you want, and come back later. And don't forget that you can opt to dine before or after a game at the Galaxy Bowl restaurant. It's an excellent way to end a full resort day at Cabana Bay. All of these activities make Cabana Bay an excellent choice for families who want a nice long vacation at Universal. The good price point means you can book an extra night or two and enjoy the resort at a nice slow pace. Especially if you do 3 full days in the theme parks and a full day at Volcano Bay. But if you stay here, you should definitely devote an extra day just at the hotel to enjoy all of the fun amenities. So there you have it, friends, a quick look at a family suite at my favorite hotel at Universal, Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Now make sure you come back tomorrow because we will look at Universal's only preferred hotel, Sapphire Falls. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.